Hi, my name is Paul Hopkinson and welcome to one of my video tutorials. Now today's video for you is how to paint a blue jay. Now blue jays are beautiful birds, hence the name, they are blue. Now there's a lot of colours involved with painting a blue jay, and these sort of range within a blue spectrum, don't they? But it's not just blue. There's a variety of colours in there as well, there's even pink in there. I know, pink! So we've got pink with a blue jay, I know. But I'll show you all about that within the main video. But when you look deep into those colours, you can see purples, see a little bit of brown in places as well, but also greys, like a grey blue. So ultramarine violet, which is this one here, it's quite a nice colour that actually. I like all these sort of violety shades. Pop that in. Ooh, probably a touch more. Now before you go back to that, wash that brush out, then give it a light dry. Don't want it too wet. So a little bit of blue left in there, but it's near enough. So give it a good old scrub in there. That's better. That's just enriched it a fraction. Just a margin, that's all it is. And then we need to go for the lamp black, which is this one here, and pop that in. Now look how quickly that's changed it. It really has, but that's a rich black. It really is very nice and rich. I might actually put a little bit more of that ultramarine violet in there as well. So it's a matter of going back and forth with the colours until you think you've got it about right. Or the way that you want it to look anyway. That's what matters the most. Now, it's not just the colours you've got to think about, because the colours, even though they're lovely and vibrant, we've got to build them up gradually in layers, so from light all the way through to more of a richer tone. Now, if you decide to add a background to this, you can do, not a problem. If you really want to go that far, you can. But do that at the very beginning of the painting, before you even paint the bird. Just draw the outline first of all, mask off the inside of that outline, to make sure it's in pencil obviously, and then you can apply a background to the paper. But to me, I think it looks okay without a background, this one. So it's entirely your choice. We've also got to think about painting that eye. Now, the eye itself, as you can see, it's not round, is it? Not really. It's more like an oval shape. Okay, very lightly just touch that area in there. And already we've got a bit of life in the eye, haven't we? Just by doing that. I know, that was very straightforward, wasn't it, so far? This eye ring here needs to be dulling down. To do that, rinse that brush out, get some kitchen roll. I've got a piece here which I've folded numerous times into a little bit of a sliver. Take some of the water off. So just with a damp clean brush, very lightly, go over the middle of the eye ring there, see that? So it's just knocked it back, hasn't it? Just a touch. We'll do the same with that one. Just rinse that brush out again a minute, because I've obviously picked up paint on the bristles there. Now the body itself, when you look around this area here, kind of works in a wet foundation wash. So what we're thinking about is more of a sort of gradiated feel to the colours to begin with. Think about the kind of shape behind those details. Okay, take some of that water off. I don't want too much water on there. Once is enough, just so it's damp. And then, let's get some blue. Put that to the lower area. I can still see that bit of a purple hint in there. And that's all I need, really. Something like that. And once this is on, and it's dry, we can just lift off a little bit of a highlight by taking the semi-dry brush all the way through. But through the centre of this section. You've got the section here, look. You've got the centre of the feather there. So the main vein coming down. Then between the two, just bring your brush right down the very middle and lift off a small amount of pen. Let's try doing that while it's wet. Okay, dry brush, just about. Lift off. And that creates more or less a highlighted area, just a hint of a highlighted area around there. Once that's all dry, then we can start applying the details over the top. And that's all through directional marks. But not just directional, but also how wide the marks are, how curved the marks are, how long are those marks. Look at the angles. See the way it's all sort of curving around here. So that's heading more towards probably 8 o'clock direction, isn't it, down there? If you're not sure, put a few little reference marks in first of all, like I'm doing here. And that'll help kind of keep you on track really when you're working on these details. But it's also the layering of the feathers as well. Notice the way, when you look at that reference photograph, the way the feathers are sort of layered and they're stacked on top of one another, aren't they? So you have to try and reproduce that by showing the way that the feathers are layered, by adding a little bit of dark underneath each feather and gradually bring that dark out to a lighter shade. And by doing so, you get a nice layered effect. Slightly curved, very slightly curved. And the same with the one underneath. Now this one underneath actually follows on to about there, doesn't it? Yeah, something like that. And we have got a very fine line at the bottom of these feathers here as well. We can't see that at the moment, so we can lift some paint off for that if need be. Okay, quick go into the brush. Very lightly blend that. Then we have to think about painting that wood. Now the wood itself is more, well, kind of reddy brown colour. But because wood being wood, you can paint it whatever you want to paint it. So if you want to paint it more of a sort of a beech, an oak, a pine sort of style, it's entirely up to you, it really is. And this time, instead of doing squiggles, what I want you to do is to do, well, lines. I know, lots of little lines. So instead of just doing little squiggles back and forth like so, what you're going to be doing, how can I demonstrate that for you? Show you on this one, look. We're going to be doing lines like this. This is obviously much bigger than it is on the branch, of course it is. On the branch, it's going to be something like this. So little lines like that, broken up every now and then, like so, following the direction of the wood. So there we go. That's what we're going to be doing this month, painting this lovely blue jay. Now, if you'd like to join me painting this blue jay, head over to my Patreon channel by clicking on the link down below. So it's about time we got them brushes wet, don't you? And let's get started.